what you love, all right, and everything will fall into place.
Right.
That's all I can say. Simulators every 6 months, for training and upgrade of knowledge and everything, skills and everything. So that's what melatonin. I don't recommend melatonin because you can be. And I think you are dependent. I would think the word is dependent on it.
Right.
For me, most important is vitamin C.
Okay,
Right? I think that's
one thing very good to improve your immune system between your throat and your ears.
Yes.
So when that happens, you sort of like release that.
Yes.
That pressure.
Equalize the pressure.
Exactly, that's the right word. Equalize the pressure.
Yes.
Salam sejahtera dan salam hormat. Welcome back ke lagi satu episod Lesong Batu Medic Show bersama saya Dr. Roland hari ini. Saya rasa hari ini merupakan satu hari yang menarik di mana kita akan membincangkan satu topik yang betul-betul outbox, very different. Dan bersama saya hari ini untuk topik kesihatan semasa terbang. Bersama saya Captain Philip. Captain Philip, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So let's get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Sebelum kita mulakan, I just nak memberitahu hari ini show ni telah ditaja oleh Symphony Nutraceutical dan Ecosena 6.0 merupakan salah satu vitamin antioksidan yang membantu anda untuk meningkatkan tahap kesihatan dan imuniti badan anda. Sekiranya anda berminat, anda boleh menghubungi doktor berdekatan anda. So, Captain Philip, flying.
Yes.
And health.
Yes.
How long have you been flying?
33 years I've been flying. Yeah.
Tu agak lama, 33 tahun.
Yeah.
Boleh dikatakan lepas mendapat pendidikan sekolah menengah, Captain Philip telah masuk ke dalam SPM. So, 18 tahun. Dan 30 tahun pengalaman. Boleh dikatakan satu perjalanan yang jauh. And then tahap kesihatan ni sebagai seorang kapten kapal terbang sangat-sangat penting. Pertama sekali saya nak tanya Captain is, how do you keep yourself fit? How do you keep yourself trim in shape?
First you have to watch what you eat, right? You're like a professional sports player or whatever, but you know generally what's healthy. You eat more fruits, vegetable, cut down the red meat and kind of things, more white meat kind of thing.
Okay.
Sleep well, and try not worry too much,
But flying boleh dikatakan salah satu pekerjaan yang memerlukan lesen. You need license.
Yeah.
And you need a lot of focus and dedication.
Focus
seperti yang
important.
Captain katakan tadi, dia ibarat satu tugas bagi atlet profesional. You need a lot of dedication, you need a lot of discipline to do this. But the job comes with a lot of also circumstances.
Yes.
Where, for example, like one question I would like to ask you is jet lag. You see, we always look at good sleep.
Yes.
It's like very necessary.
Yes. Yeah.
But you have to do it in a reverse position.
Yes.
And what is your experience and what would you do? I mean, tell us some stories and of your experience.
Generally, jet lag is like, you're sleeping in a different time zone. So generally, there's two scenarios. One's traveling west and one's traveling east. So if you're traveling west, all right, you tend to wake up early in the morning. All right, let's say you go to London, 8 hours behind.
Okay.
All right. So probably at 4 p.m., it's already midnight in Kuala Lumpur. You're feeling sleepy. So you'll be sleeping. Then you'll be waking up maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So you're early. If you're traveling east, let's say going to LA, right? It's an 8 hours difference, all right? So at probably 8 a.m., you'll be feeling sleepy because it's midnight in Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
Then you'll be waking up at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., all right? Then you'll be waking up for your dinner. In the case in London, you're waking at 1 or 2 a.m. You want to go for breakfast, but everything is closed. So you have to wait for a few more hours for 6 a.m. for breakfast.
So in that scenario,
Yeah.
when we look at that, let's just say you land in. I mean, you took off at 4 in KL.
Yes.
And there's going to be this 8 hours at the 12-hour flight to London.
Yes.
Okay, with maybe non-stop.
Yes.
12 hours.
Yes.
So there's a lot of focus, and definitely you and your crew
Yes.
would have been already tired. And then
Yes.
by the time you land, you check in,
Yes.
and then would you sleep or would you eat first?
I think most of the time we arrive, we want a good shower.
Okay, that's good.
Once you have a good shower, then you decide, are you tired? Can you stretch a few more hours? Go and find something. Keep it light, not too heavy. And then if it's too heavy, I think you find it very difficult to sleep, like, having a banana leaf.
Oh my God. So, sleeping and eating. So
Yes.
I think what you mentioned is
Yeah.
right. And it's best to dapatkan like some good sleep first.
Yes.
And then after that,
Yeah.
have something decent to eat.
Yes.
To at least improve your nutrition and
Correct.
stuff like that. But how about the next day then? I mean,
Okay,
that's very
So
important.
I want to break it down to you.
Okay.
Post-flight rest and pre-flight rest.
Okay.
So
Tell us
after
more.
the flight is post-flight.
Okay.
Alright? So post-flight, you will need to what do you call it? Eat something. You need to de-stress, relax. Maybe you want to read something or watch YouTube or Netflix or something. Maybe for 1 or 2 hours, get your mind. What do you call it? Calm your mind for sleep lah. All right. So maybe you want to read your Bible or do your prayers or something like that. Then you sleep. Don't set up alarm clock. Just wake up when you need to wake up. Have a proper sleep. So generally 8 to 10 hours. Then the next thing is pre-flight rest. All right. So you need to sleep. Let's say your flight is at midnight. All right. So you need to take an afternoon nap. So after lunch, generally around 3 to 4 o'clock, maybe 2 to 3 hours. So you can fly at midnight. All right. So if not, if you don't sleep the whole day, by the time you come to fly, you'll be so tired. So generally, that's how you prepare for your flight.
But that makes the body also become a bit haywire.
Yes. So the thing is more important for the takeoff and the landing that you're well rested. So you're well rested for the takeoff, then you're more prepared for any emergencies. Prepared to handle any problems and all.
This brings me to the next question that everyone who sees flight crews, whether they are stewards, stewardess, captains, first officers, the public assume that when you all land, it's holiday. That means like you go there. Let's just say you're flying to Frankfurt.
Yes.
You land. It's like okay, let's go jalan-jalan.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yes.
It
is true to a certain extent because you need to enjoy yourself.
Okay.
All right. But depending when you arrive, how tired you are. If not too tired, you can go out for a couple hours. And then you get tired, then you get a good sleep, I would say lah.
Okay. So that leeway also exists because from the early onset, I felt like the rest that was given is like more for you to recover from the post-flight and but prepare yourself for the pre-flight.
There is a minimum rest, and depending on the layover we call it, it can be 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. So the longer time you have more time to do things. But if it's just minimum, it's just rest in, and after that pre-flight rest, go out kind of thing. So that's the minimum. So depending on your schedule, so you have to look at your schedule. What can you do? All right. So say you want in London, you want to go in downtown, you want to see, be a tourist for a day, you can do that. All right. If you have time. If you don't, all right, it's just rest. Because you need to be well rested before your flight.
Understand. And when we look into like jet lag and sleep, I mean, do you all carry along like supplementations like melatonin? Some have to like, I need to have like some sleep therapy, sleep medication, or certain herbs. They all I mean, commonly among the flight crew.
Melatonin, I don't recommend melatonin because you can be
Too sleepy.
oh yes, that's one thing. Then I think you are dependent. I would think the word is dependent on it.
Right.
All right. So the thing is, I think personally, for me is I sleep when I'm tired.
Okay.
I eat when I'm hungry, and it has worked well for me.
Nice.
All right. So for others, maybe not so because maybe they can't sleep for whatever reason. Then they take melatonin. But I think it's it's not a good idea. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a fair comment.
Yeah.
And when we look into not just the jet lag and the time zone, there's another one more thing, and you mentioned about moving from left and right just now. I want to look from going north and south because because then we're looking at the climate change, the seasonal changes, because the seasonal changes come along with flu season.
Correct.
And from spring to summer, from summer to autumn, and then especially when it comes to like winter, and like if you're going, especially as when we're talking at the time of this episode, it's year end season, and there's a massive traveling going on in the northern or southern hemisphere because of the holiday season. And I think from like Malaysia, it starts like from the school holidays right up to Chinese New Year. It's like travel. And if you're traveling into these zones, you are exposed to all kinds of flu, bugs, and everything. And especially being a pilot, I kind of maybe feel that there will be the heavy traffic seasons. And you need to be at the top of your game. How do you all keep yourself fit, moving from one seasonal zone to the other or the opposite in a week or two? There's a flip of environment.
Okay, first of all, your clothing is most important.
Okay.
Yeah, because you must always have a jacket.
Okay.
All right. So you get cold, you must have at least a light jacket. Unless you're in the winter time, then you need a thick jacket and kind of thing. But you should be prepared for your flight, like you're going to a winter season country. All right, make sure you pack your clothes.
According to that season.
According to the season, yes. So spring and autumn generally is about the same.
Okay.
All right? Slightly cooler, but some countries, spring and autumn, depending, a lot of rain. All right. So you have to prepare for the rain. All right. So Malaysia a lot of rain, right? So umbrella, for Western culture, a lot of them use the hoods and everything kind of things. So they don't use umbrella because the winds are so strong. Your umbrella will fly away.
And how do you deal with flus?
Generally, flus, you can't do much except your personal health. You have to eat well, take your vitamins, your supplements, antioxidants, and all this kind of thing.
So, is there anything that you do? Do you have your own secret formula for 33 years?
For me, the most important is vitamin C.
Okay,
right? I think that's
one thing very good to improve your immune system.
Yeah. So you start anything must have vitamin C. Then the rest you just put in accordingly. But if you don't have vitamin C, I think it's a little bit more difficult. Then also you need to eat more fruits kind of thing, sleep well, and exercise. When you exercise, you regulate your body system. All right.
So do you when you have those stopovers, you try to get to the gym or some light workout?
So it's good that the hotel, a lot of them has 24-hour gyms. So you can work out at 3 o'clock in the morning, no problem. All right.
3 o'clock in the morning somewhere around
the world.
It's maybe like what time in Malaysia?
Yeah, so it could be like 3 p.m. in Malaysia. It's 3 a.m. there.
Yep.
It's upside down.
True.
Yeah.
So that's the vitamin side. How about like food? Because Again,
Yeah.
when you cross cultures, you're going to be like,
Oh, yes.
served with indulgence.
Oh yes, of course. When the first time you go to a country, you want to eat the local food. If you're India, you eat Indian food. In China, you eat. And in Europe, there's so much kind of food. Every country, French, German, what else, Austrian, all these kind of things. So you like to eat the local food, all right? So you enjoy. Then after a couple of times, then you can eat generally anything you prefer to eat. Generally more healthy, more vegetable salad, and you have your favorite restaurants kind of thing, so that you can eat more of a balanced diet, all right?
Understand.
Yeah.
Understand. So that food is one thing. Fluids.
Oh yes.
I think you need to mention about that.
Yes, you need to always drink water. Yeah.
And I think it's so important for the hydration.
Yeah.
Because the environment in the cabin itself.
Yeah.
Can you share a bit? Why is cabin climate different than?
Yeah, generally because you're up in the high altitude, the air is very dry because there's very little moisture. All right, something to do with the air density. All right, right. So there's less oxygen. I would say almost no oxygen at a high altitude.
Okay.
So the cabin is pressurized. All right, and they take the outside air, which is actually dry.
So the air from outside comes in.
Yeah, outside air is heated up,
Okay.
and they condition the air into the cabin. That's why you feel very, very comfortable. Temperature is around 23, 24 degrees.
But the humidity is.
Humidity you cannot change.
Okay.
Right, you cannot change.
So the humidity is technically low.
Yes, because it's hard to humidify the whole cabin because it's a big area.
Okay.
Right.
Understand.
Yeah.
So that makes us feeling very dry after
Yes.
after a flight, especially if a long flight.
During the flight, actually,
Yeah.
even during the flight. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how much do you consume, like more fluids in air or?
Yeah, first of all, you just have to, what do you call it? I would say,
Take it as you go.
yeah, you have to make it a point to drink water because you may not feel thirsty, but you're dehydrating throughout the flight, all right? So maybe if you got a bottle of water, okay, tell yourself, I got to finish this bottle of water during this flight, all right? So generally that, okay, this is how you maintain your water level and everything is okay. Then the rest, you just manage according
Do
to...
you have your own washroom to yourself in the
No,
cockpit?
we don't have own washroom.
So you have to access.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. We have something that to check. Okay, it's available. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to stand in line.
No.
Understand.
Yeah.
Another thing that always surprises me is when I see a flight crew go in, they look fresh, and even at the end of the flight, they're all still smiling, and they still look like they just got into the flight.
I see.
And one thing that reflects on what products they use, whether they keep their skin hydrated. Because I feel like, even through my personal experience, when you go into a flight, if it's a long flight from maybe like KL, Dubai,
Yes.
Frankfurt, or Dubai, Moscow, you really feel like it took a toll on you.
Yes. I think basically is most of us are well rested before the flight. So by the time the end of the flight, you're still okay, I would say. We just look fresh. Yeah, look fresh. Because maybe most of the passengers are sleeping. Then they wake up, they feel tired. But, we are awake throughout the flight. Yeah. So when you're awake throughout the flight, you don't feel so tired because you fall into a sleep inertia and trying to wake up. You kind of wake up in like a daze and a blur kind of situation, wondering where you are kind of thing.
True. Do you all use any moisturizers and everything to keep the skin more hydrated?
Basically, is before a flight, you moisturize your whole body because if not, it gets very dry because every flight will be dry. All right.
Okay.
So make sure you use a good body moisturizer. You just have to try which one suits your skin.
Understand.
Yeah.
So moisturization is a very, very important thing when you go on a flight. That's a very important tip.
Yep.
So that your makeup stays like how
Yeah. You
the
don't
air
need makeup.
stewardess. Men don't need makeup, but
Yeah.
but you know, like when you look at the stewardess and all, their makeup is like still on point.
Yes. Yeah.
Still on point.
Yeah.
And focus.
Yeah.
A life of a pilot requires a lot of focus and dedication. I mean, it doesn't start just at the point of takeoff. I mean, there is this pre-flight planning and
correct.
everything before you arrive. How early do you have to arrive, and what goes on?
Generally, it's about 1 hour 30 minutes to 2 hours. All right, you arrive and do your flight preparation, checking all your documents, everything is in order. Then once that's done, then you proceed to the aircraft. Generally, you'll be in the aircraft about 1 hour before departure to do all your exterior check, pre-flight checks and everything. That make sure everything is in order.
That's 1 hour.
1 hour before departure.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be in the aircraft. Then generally around 30-40 minutes before the departure, the passenger will start boarding now.
Understand.
Yeah.
Understand. So that requires some form of planning.
Yes.
And then the inertia and focus during the whole journey. It requires a lot of mental focus.
Oh yes.
From everybody thinks that it's all autopilot and everything. I don't think so.
No, it's not.
Because you have a lot of responsibility with almost more than sometimes 300 over
Correct.
passengers on board,
Yeah.
and anything can happen.
Yes.
And the dedication and the focus is very necessary. How do you keep yourself sharp like that? Because sometimes fatigue can kick in because
Yes.
there's a day in, day out.
Correct.
You have sometimes you go through flights like take off, land back. How do you all do that?
First of all, you must have a proper rest before your flight.
Okay, back to sleep again.
Back to sleep again. Yeah. So then once you're on the flight, then you have to stay focused, manage yourself, and let's say it's a morning flight. Make sure that you have your coffee.
Oh, coffee. Okay.
I mean, we take coffee, like everyone else wakes up in the morning,
So there's
take
caffeine going on.
Yes, there's caffeine. Yeah. So it's it's been over so many years. We've been taking coffee and all this kind of thing. But don't take coffee before you sleep, like for your rest.
Yeah, of course.
So only when you need it, right?
I see. And then in terms of the mental health.
Yeah.
What do y'all do besides just the planning and besides the training and everything? Is there anything else that yourself or other pilots would do?
I find that sports is very good to train your focus.
To keep yourself sharp.
Yeah, keep yourself sharp, because your mind is focused on the game, all right, and also problem solving. So when you play sports, more like individual sports like badminton, tennis, you are playing against the other person. It's a tactical game, so kind of things. So you have get yourself prepared, all right. Plan, have a strategy, and execute it. It doesn't work, try something else. Kind
True.
of thing.
I think also the one more thing I like to add is like the reactive response.
Yes.
I mean, how fast you can react to a scenario, because I think as much as technology has advanced, when it comes to a troubleshoot or scenario, I think the experience is the key.
Yeah. So you need that fast thinking skills.
Thinking.
Yeah. So that's why I say I use sports as a tool.
A platform. As a tool.
You train your mind, so you can use it on and everything else, like in your job and everything else. So the more you use it, the better it becomes. All right.
Do people have to go through like scenarios and like simulation and everything? I mean, our pilots, they have to do it on a regular basis.
Yeah. So we have months, for training and upgrade of knowledge and everything, skills and everything. So that's what is help us to keep up to date with everything.
Understand. And when we look into when you mention about like simulation, like is it a random simulation you get, or there's always some form
There's
of
always
like
a purpose. There's always a purpose of a subject for training. All right, focus on training purposes for to improve the skill of the pilot in a certain area. So it keep on changing.
A lot of people have this, kids especially, when they have this kind of ambition, or maybe I want to become a cabin crew, or maybe I want to be a pilot, or maybe even a military pilot and
Correct.
stuff like that. We've been told
Yes.
there's this requirements.
Yes.
Let's add in the grades, and then let's add in the physical traits. I mean, the one thing is that you need to have a certain height requirement. Is that true?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, so get there. One, height requirement.
Yes.
Second, vision.
Yes.
Is there a concern? I think because I see at this moment you are wearing glasses.
Yeah.
And is there a requirement like when they're younger, or there's a leeway as we go along the service?
It's actually the airline requirement.
Okay.
All right?
So it's subjected to the airlines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So your airline, your military is different requirements, and for licensing for airlines are different. So we can use glasses, but to a certain level. So we have to do our eye test, and as long as we pass that, it's okay.
And how often do pilot is subjected to do certain medical form assessment?
Generally, it's once a year for up to 60 years old. After 60, then it's every 6 months.
6 months. Okay. And is there like a limit of service? There's an age limit of service?
65.
65. Okay. So if they want to extend after 65?
Currently, that's up to the authorities. But
Understand. Okay. So besides vision, height, BMI definitely.
Yes, certain airlines BMI.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Competence definitely.
Yeah.
Hearing.
Yes.
Is there's also hearing test?
Yes, a hearing test. So you need to pass your hearing test. All right. So there's certain
decibels that you
decibels. Yeah, they will check and whether you pass the hearing test.
Hearing test.
Yes.
And when it comes to hearing, one thing that when we experience commercial flights, the takeoff and landing pops that we hear in our ears, it's because of the change of pressure, the cabin pressure and the atmospheric pressure, and the descent or the takeoff.
Yeah.
We might in a commercial flight maybe usually experience it maybe in one episode. That means it's the takeoff and landing.
Correct.
But sometimes as a cabin crew, you might experience that a couple of times, maybe even in a day or in a short duration.
Yeah.
How do you address it? Is there any tips for people who fly out there?
Yeah.
Maybe first time flyers, or maybe those who have been flying constantly, but yet don't know this trick.
Generally, it happens on descent. So the pressure increases. So what I do is to hold your nose and blow. Let the air
You blow out. You hold your nose and then you blow it through
hold
your
your
mouth.
nose and you blow it. It should come out your.
Okay.
Your
So actually, what happens actually, you're trying to open the eustachian tract. That's a track connected between your throat and your ears.
Yes.
So when that happens, you sort of like release that.
Yes.
That pressure.
Equalize the pressure.
Exactly. That's the right word. Equalize the pressure.
Yes.
So So that's one good tip, and it always works. Some people told me like maybe you can chew chewing gum and drink some water.
Yes, but I think that's not so effective.
This is the best. This is the best method.
Yes, it's the best method.
Understand. Coffee you mentioned just now.
Yes.
Water you mentioned. Yes. Moisturizer you mentioned. You mentioned about the ear popping.
Yeah.
It's a lot of information, especially even the food.
Yes.
And the lifestyle, the hydration and stuff. I've got one more question.
Yes.
This is something that I have been asked many times.
Yes.
And every time when we look up into the sky,
Yeah.
we look at these white lines
Yeah.
running through the morning.
Yeah.
Like usually see this very early in the morning in the Kuala Lumpur skies when there's no clouds.
Yeah.
This is few lines, and then they keep telling us this, oh, that's chemical trails. That's chemical trails, and then. And I read about this, you know, and whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? One day, I went to the padang or the field in the morning, and I brought my laptop, and I on the flight scan to see the flight radar which flights were flying, and then like I used a bit of Google Map and map everything, and I know where I was. Then I was like sitting down and watching like for almost an hour, tracking every flight, and I even had a binoculars to see whether it was X flight or Y flight, and it was true. And then I said like, no, I don't think these are chemical trails. This must most likely either be some form of condensation taking place or exhaust. So I'm going to ask the pilot here, all Malaysians, I'm going to ask this question. Is there chemical trails or no chemical trails?
Basically, what you call it is contrails.
Contrails.
Yes.
C-O-N.
C-O-N-T-R-A-I-L-S.
Okay.
Contrails.
Okay.
Contrails.
Okay.
So basically, this exhaust air from the engine is hot air.
Okay. Hot air.
Hot air. Very hot air.
Okay.
And goes into the atmosphere and is very high. The temperature is very cold.
Okay.
So basically, you're right. It's condensation.
Okay.
Yeah. So it stays in the sky on a clear sky. Doesn't matter it's day, in the morning or night and day. It is there.
Okay.
All right. So it takes some time to dissipate. Probably a couple of hours.
So is it true that at certain temperatures this is very obvious to people on the ground, or even in a normal flight? I think in a normal flight, this thing is perpetually going on. But it's just that because the temperature, this happens.
It happens all the time. It's just whether you can see it or not. On a clear day, you can always see it.
Okay.
Clear blue skies, you can see because the contrast is very easy to see.
Okay.
But it's on a cloudy day, you won't see anything. Every night, you cannot see anything.
Understand. So you get it, huh? It's condensation. It's, of course, exhaust is chemical, but condensation is the main thing that happens from the engine jet.
Correct.
Okay. I was even thinking at the point of whether maybe the aerofoils will actually bend a bit, that you can actually get that kind of trail.
Yeah.
Cap, one more last question for young people out there. Yang nak jadi pilot or who aspire to become a pilot. I mean, you as I would say a very senior lah in this aviation industry. I mean, you've been doing this for 33 years. What are the tips that you would advise them besides studying hard and getting all that science A's and everything? What other things would require to be someone like you who has been in the industry for a long time, journeyed through so many kinds of scenarios? Your take?
Generally, I think you must have the love for flying. I think nowadays it's very easy to know because now you have the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think a lot of the kids have it. All right, even adults have it. You know, you play it, you love it. All right. Then if you love flying, then this is the job for you. All right. You have to study hard. You have to get the right grades. You know, you have to be good at mathematics, science, physics. So generally, it's a lot of hard work and it's a continuous learning throughout your whole life. All right. So if you can, do that, then this is the job for you, I would say.
Okay, so the question I ask is, which one comes first, the studying first or the playing the flight simulator first?
I think
A bit of both.
yeah, just a bit of both, lah. When you love something, you will do what it takes.
I mean, did you have?
No, I didn't have during when I was growing up. I didn't have, but I'm more of like a sports person. I like physical stuff. So flying was like driving a car. I guess that if you love to drive a car, you will love flying.
How many times did you get to fly back in maybe the 70s or 80s before you joined flying and you felt, oh, this is something nice?
Never. I mean, you fly an aircraft.
No, before flying the aircraft. I mean, like before, when you were a kid, I mean, did you experience traveling on the flight? I mean,
as a passenger?
Yeah.
I traveled a lot when I was young before I become a pilot.
So that was something that inspired you at that point.
Yeah, it's like this is could be quite fun. First of all, it's you imagine, and of course, the movie Top Gun.
Oh wow!
I think that
I'm pretty sure you didn't miss the Maverick.
No, I didn't. Yeah. So we all watched that, and before we became a pilot, So generally, you have an idea, what they do, and I say, hey, this is, it looks like fun, and just give it a try,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But of course, there are pilots who came in, didn't like it over the years, they quit and do something else. All right, there are, but most of us we love flying.
Understand. I think in any job that we do, I think passion is something that we really need to have.
Yes.
It's not about sometimes the money all the time.
No, not all the time.
I think the passion comes first.
Yes.
When the passion comes, the money will trail along.
Yes. Yeah.
I agree with you on that. Okay. Cap, any last words you wanna say?
Yeah. I mean, do what you love. All right, and everything will fall into place.
Right.
That's all I can say.
Right. Thank you so much, Captain Philip.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for everyone who's been watching the show hari ni. Semoga you guys telah mendapat banyak manfaat and sedikit sebanyak informasi tentang gaya hidup seorang juruterbang dan juga pengalaman dari segi aspek-aspek kesihatan yang mungkin jarang dibincangkan, tetapi kita bawakan dalam episod Lesung Batu kali ini. Semoga episod ni membawa manfaat kepada semua sehingga kita bertemu di episod yang akan datang. Kita lesung kau. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right.